Here's my full weekly analysis coming into the first week of September for NQ and ES futures. So let's just dive right into this. So first we gotta go over news. So let me go here, right here to there. Let's see what we got. So Monday's a bank holiday, Memorial Day, so no trading from me on bank holidays. Moving into Tuesday, PMI. All right, solid, nothing too crazy. JOLTS on Wednesday. We got non-farm unemployment claims and PMI on Thursday, and then ending the week on Friday with average hourly earnings, non-farm, and unemployment rate. So nothing too crazy this week, but we do have non-farm this week. But other than obviously Monday, should be good to trade every one of these days. So let's just go right into the charts. So first I wanted to go over the weekly time frame. Here's previous 2 weeks ago's high. I'll put it in red so it's easier to see. And then the lows down there, that doesn't matter. So NQ consolidated. It didn't take out previous week high or low last week, though ES was able to take out previous week high along with all-time high, which I'll get into in a second. But we took out previous week high and then pushed all the way back down and closed back into the range. So that's given me a bearish reversal candle going into next week. Also, last week, NASDAQ did not take out all-time highs, but ES did. So we put in a weekly bearish SMT as well, giving me more bearish confirmation. So I have a fairly strong bearish bias for this week. And then giving me even more confirmation on this is if we drop down on the daily chart. On Friday of last week, we confirmed a change in the state to the downside on both NQ and ES. Right there and right here. So we're in bearish market structure now on the daily time frame with a weekly bearish reversal candle and a weekly bearish SMT. That's telling me we're going to be moving down this week. But where will we move down to? We have this daily bullish SMT that we've been respecting so far, and then resting inside that daily bullish fair value gap, we have this sell side liquidity level, which actually is previous week low. So that's a pretty strong price target for this move down that could be all we're targeting. The only thing is we're extremely close to that level already, especially on NASDAQ. ES has a little ways, but NASDAQ is pretty much right there. If we want to move lower, which I won't know for sure unless it depends on whether we displace through this candle. So let me show you what that'd look like. Let me just make this big like that. It'll be purple. So whether I'll know if we're gonna continue lower or not, if we're going to continue lower, I'd like to see a candle like this on Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Just a candle like this. Whenever we take out this low, I'd like to see a candle displace right through it. If we're going to sweep it and then move higher, we'd see a candle like this. You get the picture. And then it's not letting me put in the middle. You get the picture. That's the wick. And same thing for an ES. Let me go like that. We'd see a candle like that. So that's going to tell me whether, and obviously internal price action on the lower time frames as well. But so strong price target. I have a bearish bias. For sure going to be taking out previous week low. That's going to be my main price target. Possibly these relative equal lows resting down here. And finally, we have high resistance Low is way down here. That's fairly extended to the downside. I don't expect to move all the way down there, at least not this week. We need a pretty drastic sell-off to achieve those lows this week. So I don't expect those to get taken out. But previous week low, pretty easy, solid price target. And then these relative equal lows are my second price target if we continue lower through previous week low. Another thing to note that is if we don't take out this low and we move up and take out all-time high on ES or this internal buy-side liquidity on NASDAQ, this daily model is then invalid and I'd need a new model to form before expecting to see any move down. Otherwise, I'm expecting higher. Also, just to note on the 4-hour on NASDAQ, obviously ES has taken it all after taking all-time highs, but we have all this low resistance liquidity resting right here. I'm not going to bother marking all that out, but it's there, which is a very strong price target to the upside. So I could see something. Let me drop down on the 4-hour. So this is kind of what I'm expecting. One of two things. We're either going to do something like, here, let me get this out. We're either going to do something like this, come down and sweep this low, and then trend up towards the high of the range. Same thing on ES. Possibly we make an SMT down there, but we'll see. Come down, sweep this low, and then trend. I don't know why it's pointing down. There we go. Trend up towards the high of the range. That's going to be my first expectation for this week. Or, like I was talking about, we displace through this low and trend to the downside to take out those relative equal lows resting way down there. Displace through the low and trend down to take out those relative equal lows. So bearish bias definitely coming into this week. This is a very clear bearish bias for me. It's just the only thing is my main price target that I'd like to look for is already extremely close to where we're at right now, and honestly could very easily get taken out on Monday, but when I'm not even trading yet. So yeah, that's the main thing. It's just bearish bias, definitely going to take out this previous week low. From there, it's reading internal price action and seeing if we're forming reversal signs on like the hourly and the 4-hour, or if we're displacing through the low and want to continue lower. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple bearish bias this week. Other than the bank holiday, nothing too crazy with news, just non-farm, but that shouldn't be that big of an issue. Yeah. So the bearish bias this week, that's it. If you gain value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as I'll be posting future trading and life content. Also, if you guys have any tips on any videos you'd like to see, or just any tips to make my videos better and something you'd enjoy watching more, that'd be great. Drop that in the comment, and I'd love to get feedback as I look to improve my content making here as I continuously progress on this journey that I've started out recently. So thank you for watching. I hope you gained value. Trade safe, trade smart, and I'll see you guys in any trade recaps I have this week.